What's good, everybody? I'm Blitz5, and in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys my first impressions of playing the new snow map Vikendi on PUBG. So, as you guys probably already know, this is only available on the PC in the PTS, the public test server. And unfortunately, as we all heard as well, this isn't going to be coming to console until January. So, luckily enough, I do own this game on PC, but I got a couple disclaimers here because, first of all, I'm playing with my buddy Cypher5 here. I had a really hard time recording, and I couldn't stream this gameplay because my computer is not powerful enough. It's almost 5 years old at this point, or really almost 6 years old. So I have a really hard time, handling the game and also trying to stream and record. So the footage here is not going to look good. I was playing on low settings or even maybe very low settings. So that was pretty rough. And also, I don't know how to play first-person shooters on the PC. I'm a console player, so you're going to see some really bad gameplay. We played about 10 or 20 games probably over the weekend, and at this point, I know how to move around proficiently and play the game and loot, but I really have a hard time, doing all this stuff really quickly. And when you get into gun battles, you kind of forget all the buttons that you need to hit, and I have a hard time controlling my recoil and all that stuff. But I did end up getting, I think, a kill in almost every game that I played, which is just crazy because I'm such a noob in this, but it does kind of show you that because of the system that PUBG has kind of created, anybody can get a kill, especially when you're up close and kind of spraying and praying. But that's not the point of this video. What I wanted to talk about is, because I know a lot of people on my channel play on Xbox and PlayStation, is what's going on with this map. What does it look like? And again, this video isn't going to be the best representation of graphics because, like I said, this is on low, but this map looks incredible. The amount of detail, the graphics, everything on here, I don't know how it's going to translate over to console, but on PC, this looks so much better than the previous three maps in the game, Erangel, Miramar, and Sanhok. And right here, there's some footage of this area where there's this forest, and this is like a really beautiful part of the map. Wacky Jacky actually pointed this out in one of his first impressions video. So when I was playing through the game, I actually wasn't looking for this particular spot, but when I came across it, I remembered this was an area that he mentioned in his video, which I'll link down in the description box below, because he has obviously much better settings and computer to play this on, and he is a PC player. But this area is just beautiful, and even on the low graphics, you can kind of see how much nicer it looks. The sun was coming through the area. There's just a lot more detail compared to the other maps, and I really, really like that. And what's interesting about this map is it almost feels like two maps in one, because part of the map is set up almost like fall or winter, like pre-snowfall. So you'll see some areas there's trees without any leaves. There's trees that look like they're in fall and they're kind of changing color. There's some more desolate areas. There's some more densely populated areas with trees. And then it moves into the majority of the map, which has snow on it, and then it becomes mountainous. So it's almost like this fall and winter map combined in one, which is really cool. And then some areas seem a lot more wintry, where you can actually see a lot of snow falling. Some areas I didn't see that as much, but I'm not sure if that's just like something with my graphics and stuff rendering, because I had it on the low settings. But that stuff is all really, really, really amazing and interesting. And then they also have the footprints that you can do. Again, people were testing this on PC and said it lasted anywhere from like 10 to 20 minutes. I think Wacky Jacky said 15 minutes the snow prints last for. So I think that's a pretty considerable amount of time. And people are already using this kind of stuff to track people down, depending on if they're driving over the snow. You can see the tire marks, the footprints. And this is just going to make a really interesting dynamic part of the game where you can kind of track people down who are like that. And then we also saw some really cool things. They have the ghillie suit, which I didn't see anybody wearing in this game, but there's the white ghillie suit, which kind of looks amazing, or also ridiculous and so camouflage if you're laying down in the snow. And a lot of people wearing white outfits and stuff like that, trying to fit into the map. And obviously there's also some really big news, because there's a new gun in this map, and this is the G36C, which I heard some rumors it was coming in. I didn't know it was going to be during the release of Vikendi. So this is really cool. I actually got a couple kills with this gun. It's like a compact assault rifle, seems to be the most compact one. It's got a lot of kickback on it, but the damage seems to be pretty powerful, especially up close. That's how I killed some people, was over the shoulder firing, which also for a first time PC player, the over the shoulder firing seems so much more accurate or like usable to me on PC than on console. But this could just be, a weird scenario. But even though PUBG is the same across all the platforms now, you can tell that it's not exactly the same. I mean, things have changed from porting from one system to another, and I definitely noticed this a lot because I've strictly just really played Xbox, and going over to PC, you can kind of see slight differences even when you're peeking and aiming down sights. I don't know if it's the frame rate or something like that, but it just seems more fluid and again more. I think they already kind of had acknowledged this, that because the game was coded for PC. I mean, we didn't have digital analog movement on Xbox for a while, and you can kind of notice these things when you're playing on PC, at least in my opinion. And before I forget, I wanted to talk about these city centers in Vikendi. Really, I probably should have put this in the beginning of the video because this is something to me that I feel like really stands out and is super important to share with you guys. And that is that the city centers in this game are just incredible. I know I'm saying like everything is incredible, but this is like a huge difference. And immediately when I was playing the game by myself, I dropped into like a city area and I could tell right away it looked like a traditional European city, like I was actually in a real location. And this is such a big change from playing on the other maps. For example, if you think about it, if you go to Pachinki on Erangel, which is like one of the most popular destinations on that map, it's in the center. When you land and you look at the buildings, it's really just a bunch of houses, single story, double story, and there's some 3-story buildings in there that are kind of copy and pasted next to each other, but it doesn't really have this actual city vibe. And I've never seen a city or a town center that looks like Pachinki. But landing in this map, I don't know if I have any footage of it. It really felt like I was landing in a European town. And what was so amazing about it is that gameplay, we ran into another squad, seemed so much more condensed and kind of fast-paced that it almost felt like I was playing on a small Call of Duty map or like an old-school World War II Call of Duty map in a European town. And then to have that kind of gameplay and feel, and then also have the feel of these huge open spaces, there's fields, and then there's dense trees, and then there's a winter area. I mean, this map is really complex and gives you, I think, everything that you want, right? You want that fast gameplay, you want moments of running through the field, and when you kind of zoom out and think about it from a map perspective, this is a 6x6 map, so it's the medium-sized map, the first one in the game. So it kind of looks like a bigger map like Erangel and Miramar. It kind of has that vibe, but then also it's very densely populated and detailed, and you don't need a vehicle to get everywhere you want to go. So it also kind of fits in with the Sanhok vibe, but it plays a little bit slower. Like I said, I didn't really get in many vehicles. I didn't really feel the need to. I got in a couple just to try them out. I got in the snowmobile for like 1 second and got immediately shot. So I didn't really get to use that, but it really is kind of just right in the middle. And I think that's what a lot of people want in PUBG. Erangel is kind of slow. Sanhok sometimes is just a little too arcadey, and to me this fits just in the middle. It didn't have really a hard time getting loot, but I didn't find anything fantastic, and I feel like that's a good balance. I was able to find assault rifles and some machine guns, but I never found like an M24. Not that I probably would have been able to do anything with it, or maybe I would have been better because it's single fire and I can control the recoil. But I think this is a pretty overall encompassing review of my first impressions. I probably played anywhere from like 10 to 30 matches. I really don't know. Sometimes we hot dropped and just died immediately. Other times we played forever because we didn't see anybody. We were kind of just trying to learn the controls, like I said. But overall, I'm really excited. It stinks that we have to wait for this, but hopefully we'll get a sneak preview sometime early on the console PTS. I know a lot of people are saying maybe December 19th. That would be great. We're only like a little bit over a week away from that. And I guess we'll see what happens. So anyways, really enjoy this. I guess nothing breaking here. I guess you guys all know that this is going to be amazing anyways. And before I leave, I also wanted to mention a couple things here. So they said that they overhauled the parachuting system in this, which is going to be great to try out. Because I don't really know how to parachute well in the controls on PC, I couldn't really test it out or see a huge difference. But I'm sure it is there. And I saw some people already talking about it, that it was helpful. And then I thought it was also interesting that they got so much stuff going on with Xbox, the PS4 release, that they actually already put in a couple hot fixes for the Vikendi map, fixing some things, and they also just put a hot fix on PS4. So it seems like PUBG is really stepping up their game. I hope to see this stuff for Xbox soon, because I feel like we've been kind of the forgotten stepchild. But I think we got a PTS or an update coming this week, probably, if not, or next week, and we'll have a lot of stuff to look forward to in 2019, as I keep saying at the end of these videos, because we're almost there and there's a lot of cool stuff coming. And fortunately I was able to get some kills, so I'll end it with that here, or maybe I'll put that in the beginning, who knows. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.